What are those?
His army is coming.
Whether you're just stepping into the world of fantasy, or you've been riding with dragons and battling dark lords for years, some series are simply must-watch material. From epic quests to supernatural showdowns, these shows deliver unforgettable magic, monsters, and myth. So grab your cloak. Here are 10 fantasy series every fan should see. Number 10, The Wheel of Time, Amazon Prime Video.
I can't allow it.
Based on Robert Jordan's iconic novels, The Wheel of Time brings high fantasy to life with magic, prophecy, and political intrigue. The series follows Moiraine, a powerful sorceress played by Rosamund Pike, as she searches for the Dragon Reborn, a figure destined to either save or destroy the world. With 3 seasons currently streaming and a 4th on the way, Amazon's biggest fantasy epic delivers sprawling landscapes, rich mythology, and a unique magic system where only women can safely wield power. While Season 1 drew mixed reviews, later seasons raised the stakes with stronger pacing and more faithful storytelling. If you're craving a richly layered world full of ancient secrets, dark forces, and destiny-driven characters, The Wheel of Time absolutely deserves a spot on your fantasy watch list. Number 9, Shadow and Bone, Netflix. Based on Leigh Bardugo's best-selling Grishaverse novels, Shadow and Bone blends war-torn fantasy with magical mystery. The story follows Alina Starkov, a mapmaker who discovers she holds a rare power that could destroy the deadly Shadowfold and reshape her world forever. The series ran for 2 seasons, and while Netflix officially canceled it in 2023, the storylines from both Shadow and Bone and Six of Crows were brought to life with high production value and strong character work. Visually stunning and packed with magic, monsters, and morally gray choices, Shadow and Bone built a devoted fanbase. If you're into fast-paced fantasy with heists, ancient power struggles, and a rich Russian-inspired world, this short-lived gem is still absolutely worth watching. Number 8, American Gods.
We're trying to start a war.
We're at war already, and we're losing.
From the moment Shadow Moon steps off a plane into a world of gods, lies, and thunder, American Gods dives headfirst into a trippy, myth-soaked war between ancient powers and modern obsessions. Ian McShane commands every scene as the mysterious Mr. Wednesday, an old god rallying his forgotten allies against a sleek, sinister lineup of new gods born from media, tech, and globalization. The tone? Dreamlike, violent, poetic, and completely unpredictable. Across 3 visually stunning seasons, the show explores faith, identity, and power in a fractured America. Never afraid to get weird or philosophical. It's not flawless, but when American Gods hits, it feels like a divine revelation. For fans of dark fantasy with brains and boldness, this one's worth the ride, even if it ends in chaos. Number 7, The Sandman, Netflix.
What's he got in his hands? Open your hands, now!
After being imprisoned for a century, Dream, also known as Morpheus, finally breaks free, setting off a journey to restore his crumbling realm and reclaim control over humanity's sleeping minds. The Sandman is moody, mesmerizing fantasy at its finest. With its blend of horror, mythology, and emotional introspection, this series dives deep into themes of grief, identity, and the stories we tell ourselves. Tom Sturridge brings haunting weight to Dream, while the supporting cast, like Gwendolyn Christie as Lucifer and Kirby Howell, Baptiste as Death, steals scenes in surreal, unforgettable episodes. Season 2 just dropped, expanding the world even further with bolder risks, richer character arcs, and some truly jaw-dropping visuals. If you're craving mature fantasy that dares to be strange, smart, and deeply soulful, The Sandman is calling. Number 6, His Dark Materials, Maximum.
You may have a heart, but the Magisterium have muscle.
Talking polar bears, parallel worlds, and a war against the heavens, His Dark Materials doesn't hold back. This epic series follows Lyra Belacqua, a brave and curious girl who uncovers a conspiracy that reaches across dimensions, with powerful institutions, witches, and demons all vying for control. Visually lush and thematically rich, the show explores big ideas, free will, consciousness, and the loss of innocence, without ever losing its heart. Daphne Keane shines as Lyra, while Ruth Wilson's chilling performance as Mrs. Coulter adds serious weight. With 3 complete seasons, the series delivers a full arc, adapting Philip Pullman's beloved trilogy from start to finish. If you're into fantasy with brains, emotion, and world building that rivals the best, his Dark Materials is a must-see journey. Number 5. The Witcher, Netflix.
True calamity upon us all.
Grim, gritty, and full of monster-slaying mayhem, The Witcher is fantasy for those who like their heroes morally gray and their worlds dripping with danger. Henry Cavill became a fan favorite as Geralt of Rivia, a mutated monster hunter navigating a brutal continent filled with cursed beasts, political chaos, and tangled destinies. Between its non-linear storytelling in Season 1, explosive battles in Season 2, and the evolving lore of Season 3, The Witcher built a dense, fascinating world that blends horror, humor, and high-stakes magic. With 3 seasons out and Season 4 on the way, this time with Liam Hemsworth stepping into Geralt's boots, the saga is far from over. Love epic quests, sharp blades, and even sharper dialogue, The Witcher absolutely deserves a spot on your watch list. Number 4. Grimm, Prime Video. Imagine Law and Order crossed with a dark fairy tale. That's Grimm in a nutshell. Set in rainy Portland, the series follows homicide detective Nick Burkhart, who discovers he's a Grimm, part of a bloodline sworn to keep the peace between humans and mythological creatures called Wesen. Each episode dives into folklore-inspired crimes, with Nick balancing his police work and his supernatural responsibilities. It's moody, violent, and surprisingly funny, thanks to fan favorite Monroe, a reformed wolf creature who helps Nick navigate this bizarre world. With 6 seasons and 123 episodes, Grimm evolves from a monster of the week procedural into an epic battle of ancient bloodlines, secret societies, and apocalyptic stakes. If you like your fantasy grounded in grit and mythology with a side of mystery, Grimm is wildly addictive. Number 3. Penny Dreadful, Paramount Plus. Victorian London has never looked darker or more seductive. Penny Dreadful takes iconic literary figures like Doctor, Frankenstein, Dorian Gray, and Dracula, then weaves them into a single gothic horror tale dripping with style and soul. Eva Green is hypnotic as Vanessa Ives, a haunted medium caught between salvation and damnation. Alongside Josh Hartnett and Timothy Dalton, the cast battles demons, both literal and emotional, across 3 chilling, beautifully shot seasons. The show doesn't hold back. Witches, werewolves, possession, madness. It's all here, wrapped in rich period detail and poetic writing. And while it ended after Season 3, the finale sticks the landing. If you like your fantasy with blood, brains, and theatrical flair, Penny Dreadful isn't just a must-watch, it's a gothic masterpiece. Number 2. Supernatural, Netflix. What started as a monster hunting road trip turned into one of the most iconic genre shows of all time. Supernatural follows brothers Sam and Dean Winchester as they battle demons, angels, ghosts, gods, and pretty much everything in between, armed with salt rounds, classic rock, and a '67 Chevy Impala. Spanning a massive 15 seasons, this series is equal parts horror, mythology, and heart. The bond between Jared Padalecki and Jensen Ackles is the soul of the show, evolving from gritty urban legends into full-blown biblical apocalypse. It's packed with lore, laughs, tragedy, and some of the best bottle episodes in TV history. Whether you're in it for the monsters or the emotional arcs, Supernatural earned its cult status, and then some. Number 1. Game of Thrones, Maximum.
You were never afraid.
There's nothing to be afraid of.
Choosing your opponents wisely.
I have a knack for it.
For nearly a decade, Game of Thrones was the cultural juggernaut, an event show that redefined fantasy on television. Set in the ruthless world of Westeros, it blended dragons, politics, prophecy, and betrayal into one of the most addictive stories ever told. The characters, Jon Snow, Daenerys, Tyrion, became household names. The Red Wedding? Iconic. Its scale, ambition, and shock factor raised the bar for TV across the board. Yes, the final season sparked backlash, rushed storylines, controversial choices, but that doesn't erase the groundbreaking storytelling that came before it. With 8 seasons, unforgettable battles, and the kind of moments that had the world gasping in unison, Game of Thrones remains a defining pillar of modern fantasy.
Princess Cirilla.
And that wraps our list. 10 fantasy series that every fan should see, whether you're just stepping into the genre or have been casting spells since the days of Middle-earth. From epic world-ending prophecies to monster-slaying duos and gothic horrors with a poetic edge, these shows prove that fantasy isn't just about magic. It's about myth, meaning, and unforgettable characters. So what's going on your watch list first? The high-stakes world of The Witcher? The surreal dreamscapes of The Sandman? Or maybe you're ready to dive back into Westeros and relive the madness of Game of Thrones? Drop your pick in the comments. I want to know what you're watching next. If this list helped you find your next binge, hit like, tap subscribe, and I'll keep the recommendations coming. Until then, keep watching, and I'll see you on the couch.